What a pleasant surprise this movie has turned out to be. I was expecting sad, just kind of this heaviness and it gives me hope, and I learned something.
Well, I think it's a film that has the same kind of passion as John Crowley, the character played by Brendan Fraser, had himself in his quest to try and find a drug to save his children. John Crowley's 2 children were born with a genetic disease, which most children who suffer from this disease don't live longer than 9 years of age. And so he quit his job and he went into the business with the scientist that I play, an academic researcher, to try and develop and bring a drug to market that could help his kids. And he did.
In both kids, it's the heart that's the real threat to their lives.
How much more time do we have?
Megan, maybe a year. Patrick, less.
I wish that we had a drug to treat Pompeii, but we simply don't. I'm sorry.
Dr. Stonehill.
Yeah.
This is John Crowley.
You were grumpy through the whole movie, pretty much.
You think? Maybe just a little.
I don't want to give anything away, but it was nice to see your smile at the end. I did. That was good to see. But was that an interesting role? I mean, there was a responsibility having to play a real person.
Well, I thought it was interesting. One of my jobs on this movie was as executive producer, so I was involved in the development of the script and the development of the character that I would eventually play. So we were looking for something that would give us both an ally for John Crowley, Brendan's character, and some complication to the story. But a lot of that is hopefully entertaining to watch.
I'm not on the verge of anything.
How much would it take to prove your theory?
The odds against you are crushing. So where does that leave your kids when the dad has no job and no health insurance?
You're right. This is crazy. But I can't just sit around and wait for my kids to die. I promised them that we'd raise 500,000.
That's all? Is it 500 or 1,000?
500,000.
Are you totally insane?
Apparently.
Was he worth it? The Stonehill guy?
He's really eccentric, but his science is way ahead of everybody else's.
Do you have a wife?
Ex-wives. 2 of them.
Yeah? How come?
Because I'm so easy to get along with. Figure any dude in a business suit can help me raise venture capital and run the company. But who's going to be half as motivated as a dad who's trying to save his own kids?
Well, and who knew the specifics about bringing a drug to market? I mean, that sounds kind of dry to say, hey, this movie, but
well,
you
it's something
learned
that affects all of our lives, and it's very important, and it would have been easy to take a swipe at the pharmaceutical industry, but it's much more interesting, I think, to understand why that industry operates the way it does and how it does, than to just use them as an easy target.
Right.
It's a very difficult process to bring a drug to the market, especially a drug for a disease that affects less than 500,000 people worldwide.
We can do this. We push ourselves. We work around the clock.
I already work around the clock.
Great. Cure diseases in theory, but never help a single human being in reality.
I can't cure your kids, you know that, but I think I can save their lives.
And what if he succeeds too late? Then what?
You're in clinical trials by the end of the year, or we pull the plug. Nobody is going to tell me how to run my lab.
We're out of time.
Are you crazy? You've jeopardized your chances of ever getting your kids treated. We are alive. We are strong.
Do you remember you told me that I should stop chasing miracles?
Well, don't get your hopes up, kid. It's a Hail Mary. Not gonna kiss me, is he?
I will restrain him.